What I will do, Sarah, is I will just mute myself so you don't get any dog barking or any random background noise. But if there's any questions, I'll interject. I'm going to keep my eye on the chat in case any of the girls have got any questions. Night, Ella. And yeah, we'll catch up with you in a minute. So I'm going to pass it over to you, girls. If you don't know Sarah, girls, she is Purple Status. Go check her profile out. It's awesome. And I'm going to hand it over.
All right, then. Hey everyone. Oh my god, this is so nerve-wracking. I do like lives all the time, but I don't do Zoom. So when Nick asked me, I was like, ooh, I don't want to do it. But I was like, of course, feel the fear and do it anyway. So my name's Sarah Bahus. I'm 41 years old and I've been doing Younique since November the 13th, 2015. It's kind of like you always remember that date that you signed up and what you were doing. And I'm self-employed. I was self-employed before I even started this, and I run my own mobile beauty business. And the reason why I actually joined and how I got into this was because I've worked in corporate, I've worked in recruitment for 9 years, and I've done account management and all that malarkey. And honestly, I found it soul destroying. Like, I really did. Like, being in that 9 to 5. I love traveling and having to be limited to 21 days holiday a year. What can you do in 21 days out of 365? Like, seriously, there's not enough time to do anything in 21 days. And I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And I went traveling back in 2008 for 3 years. I went around the world on my own. And I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to take some time out. And I quit my job in recruitment and I went traveling and absolutely loved it. And when it came to working out there, I was doing random stuff. Like, I was interviewing UFC fighters at the biggest fight camp in Thailand. And that was what I was doing. I was training in jiu-jitsu and I competed in like the Bangkok Open, and it was brilliant fun, just like traveling around the world and doing all these things and teaching kids and English. And when I came to coming back, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to grow up and actually go back to the real world. And the thought of going back into an office after having all of that freedom for like 3 years, I thought, I can't go back into an office environment. And I came back and set up my own mobile beauty business, which I absolutely love. I still do it. I've got all my clients and everything who are great friends of mine now. And after having my little one, we got pregnant. I was pregnant with quads and we had a miscarriage. It was natural, wasn't IVF. It was like the first time I'd ever been pregnant. It was like, oh my God, it was like a holy incident to get quads. It's like 1 in 725,000 chance.
Wow.
Insane. I know, pretty crazy. And we got up to 12 weeks and then I had a miscarriage and they said, oh, we can't see heartbeats and everything. And I just thought, no, it'll be fine. It's going to be fine. And no, we didn't. But then it took about 6 months to get pregnant with Bubble, and he's my little boy. And after I had him, I was about 38. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just can't. The thought of having to, I know people have to use childminders and obviously have to get childcare and things like that. And that's like, it's everyone's personal choice. I was just like, I can't have this little boy because the chances of me having another one at my age is really slim. And I just thought, I want to spend every moment that I possibly can with him and not miss any of these milestones and everything. It was really important that it was something that I was really passionate about. And before I started Younique, I'll be totally honest, I quit everything. Like, I was like a fanatical start thing, get all excited about it and then quit it, whether it was like the latest diet, the latest fitness fad, the latest hobby, whether it was Zumba, you name it. Started it, choir practice, like anything, I jump in all gung-ho, and then about 2 weeks later I'll be like, oh, I'm bored now, I'm not getting results, or it's not working, or I can't do this, and then I just quit. And then it kind of, having him was just like a massive kick up the bum. And I thought, do you know what, if I've got this little boy now and I want to be the best mum that I could possibly be, I need to lead by example on this, and I can't just quit things. And where I was doing my mobile beauty, it was evenings, it was weekends. I started missing him growing up. And at 11 months, I saw my friend who I met in Tunisia selling the mascara on Facebook. And I did what everyone does, where they were like, is she really selling makeup on Facebook? Weirdo. And then I was like, oh, she's making money. I need to talk to her. And I got talking to her and she was like, look, you should do this with me. And that was on November the 13th. And I was in that bed there and I was on my phone and I watched the join clip and Tom was next to me. And I was like, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? And this went on for about 20 minutes. And he was like, Sarah, for God's sake, it's £69. You'd spend that on the weekend in Boots, like, just do it. And I was like, okay then. So he basically kicked me into doing it. And the first thing I did when I started was the first thing I wanted to do was make my money back. I was like, I'm going to make my money back and I'm making it back. So I want to make sure that I can do this. And I have to really jump in with this, with everything absolutely going. And I'm not going to quit it. And it was one of my, I'm not going to quit it moments. And I kind of thought, I wonder how long this is going to last, of not quitting it. And from jumping in and running with momentum, I've got some notes here. We went pink in 21 days, blue in 28 days. We went green in 11 weeks, which was January the 31st, 2016, which is one of the quietest months of the year. But funnily enough, I remember Leanne saying to me, months in summer and things like that are as quiet as you want to make it. And she was like, if you're running, run and success will follow you. And I just literally ran like the wind. I lost weight because I was on my phone so much. It was added bonus at the time. And it then took us till March 2017 to go orange. So we sat at green for a good 14 months. And I remember at 6 weeks, I got that I'm going to quit moment. No one's joining me. I can't do this. People are saying no. Everyone's saying no. I can't do this. And I had to have like a massive, I remember it was right just after Christmas, because the Christmas tree was still up. And I remember thinking, oh my God, is this going to be one of those things that you're just going to quit again? And I remember watching Amber Voigt, and I was looking at all these like black statuses at the time, and I fell in love with Amber and all of her training. And I was just like, do you know what? If I want to get to where they're going, I'm just going to have to suck it up and do what they're telling me to do. Because if I think I know better than someone that's been doing this for 3 years, 4 years, I'm utterly crazy. And I literally stripped it back and went back to basics and jumped back into the training from scratch. And I really invested all of my time into how to sponsor. If there's a sponsoring book out there, I have read it probably numerous times, because it's something that when I started, my sponsor quit. So I didn't have a sponsor. As soon as I joined, I hit yellow in 10 days.
Who is your upline now, Sarah? Who's your upline?
Sarah Sumner, then Vicky Balance and Leanne.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So she quit 10 days after I joined. So I didn't have anyone to basically guide me or tell me what I was supposed to be doing. It was very much kind of like sink or swim. And I just thought, do you know what? There's files there and I can read. So I'm just going to jump into the files and kind of like, so a lot of it was self-taught, which I think was a good thing in a way, because you kind of sink or swim, don't you? And I jumped into the recruitment and I thought, oh, I'll do really well getting 3 people, until I read Eric Warrior's Go Pro, where he started talking about 20 and 30. And I'm like, why didn't anyone tell me this magic when I started? And that was it. It was just like a snowball effect of the buzz from sponsoring people and bringing people into the business was so, because I'm not a makeup wearer. Like, this is me daily. Like, I don't wear makeup. I very rarely wear any makeup. So I found it more of a challenge to like talk about the makeup side, but the business side, that's where I realized that's where the money's at. And if I am a red personality, for anyone that knows 4 color personalities. Yes, Hayley. I was like, I'm a massive red personality. So anything to do with Nick, I know you are as well, like goals, money, ambition, all of the rest of it, that's me to a T. So as soon as I heard, well, if you want to earn more money, which is ultimately going to get you the freedom that I really want more than anything, learn how to sponsor. And that was my biggest thing, was actually just jumping in. And the reason why I haven't quit is because now Bubble's getting older, I can see the difference in him from how I am now to what I was when I started. Like when I started,
quite amazing what rubs off on them, isn't it?
oh my God, he's like this positive little ball of energy that when I first started, I was negative. Oh my God, I was so negative, so controversial. If there was anything political, I was bang on it with my views and everything. And probably not really that much of a nice person to be around as much. But since doing this and doing all the self-development, it really does change your mindset on to look for positives in things and to try and be you can be. And from doing that, I can honestly see the difference in him. He's so confident. And now when I tell him, look, he goes to all these classes and stuff, and I'm like, look, just give 100%. And we have like these little affirmations that we do with each other, like, I'm going to give 100%, I'm going to try my hardest. And it's just like, I would never have probably done that before starting this, because I didn't even know about those things. So it's all the positives that have actually come into my life now that are giving him the freedom. And I'd probably say the biggest thing that I've got from this is, since I joined, I've never touched a penny of my commission since I started. And it was one of the biggest things that I thought, you know what, I've got my mobile beauty business, so I know I can live off that. So everything that I earn from Younique in 3.5 years has been saved up, and it's paid for a house deposit and 3 years of his private school already saved up. And when you don't touch it, it is amazing to see how something so small of like £69 can literally grow. And that was one of the biggest things. And we just went to his school today, and he starts reception, and like, we're not in a good catchment area, we're not in a good area at all. So to be able to put him into a school like that means the absolute world. And it's one of the reasons now why when people say, where do you want to get to, everyone says black, and I'm like, there's 3 stages above black. I'm like, there's black level 3, I'm going for black level 3, and I don't care how long it takes. So he is the main reason. So when people say your why should make you cry, like, honestly, I'm trying to not cry here, because I'm just like, it really gets you when you have that why that is really, really deep. And when people said that to me when I first started, I was like, I don't have that why. Like, I want to do it because I don't want to quit at something. But that wasn't my real why. It wasn't until I saw him getting older that I was like, okay, now I get it. And that is why I would literally go to the ends of the earth.
It totally changes as well, right? Like, you don't always necessarily. My why from when I originally joined to now is like totally different. But that's okay.
Totally changes.
It's going to evolve.
It does totally evolve. And I really found that from when I first started to now, it's helping. Now I really want to help other women that are in the same situation, that are at home, or maybe just want to be able to spend that extra money on treats for their kids, or those like extra classes, or they want to put them into gymnastics, but they don't want to have to ask hubby for like an extra 125 quid for like a term of gymnastics, or however much it costs, or swimming lessons, or whatever. You can just go, look, I just want to help you get that freedom to be able to spend it on what you want to, when you want to.
Amazing.
And it's changed so much now from what it was when it first started. Yeah.
I love it. You know, you mentioned just earlier that you've read every sponsoring book on the planet. You know, like, I've read a lot of books, and I would say if there's anybody on here who's quite new, you'll hear us banging on about reading books a lot, but it is purely because to earn a real good income in this, you've got to get good at the sponsoring game. So therefore you need to sharpen that skill. And what you can learn on live videos is, that's great. You're going to pick up loads of tips, but what you can actually soak up from a book is just amazing. So what would be your top 2 sponsoring books to recommend?
Top 2 sponsoring books, I would have to go, well, see, it's not necessarily a pure sponsoring book, but it's How to Build Network Marketing Leaders.
Oh, it's my favourite.
Oh, it is. Honestly, I remember Shari Brown saying that 2016, the first Empower You that I went to.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Oh my God. And she said, if you have not read that book,
that's when I read it.
Slap yourself. She was just like, you have got to. And I remember thinking, if Shari Brown is telling me to read a book that is going to make me more money, I'm reading that book.
And actually, it's really funny as well, isn't it? It's like a really easy, I mean, it's 90 minutes from start to finish. It's like nothing. It's hilarious. And I think every time I read it, I learn something new.
Yes, yes. I go back to it probably I'll probably read it about once a year, and I go back to it, and I think every time you listen to it, you hear it from a different point of your business. Whether you're a new starter, you get bits. As a leader, you get bits, and you see it totally differently. How to Build Network Marketing Leaders by Big Al.
Can someone type that in the chat? How to Build Network Marketing Leaders, Volume 1. It's the yellow cover by Big Al.
Yeah. And then the second one, see, I love Big Al. I love all the Big Al books because they're really short, they're really quick. He's so direct and he says things so easily. So one of the ones that I resisted reading, and I wish I'd read it when I first started because it would have made everything so much easier, is The 4 Color Personalities.
Yeah.
Just because if you understand what color personality you're talking to, selling, recruiting, everything is so much easier to understand. So I'd have to, even though they're not both really sponsoring books, I would actually go for those.
It's understanding people, isn't it? And understanding the business will make you better at the opportunity and sharing it anyway. Yeah. I think the colour personalities, right? It's really fun to do with, like, listen to with your partner.
Yeah.
You know, like, because we just like, well, what one do you think you are? And then I was laughing my head off because my sister's the bluest blue you've ever met. Like, she's so blue, and I'm like, oh my god, that's my sister. And it's actually really good because you can actually, as you're listening to it, you're labeling people you know with that colour. Did you do that?
Yeah, and you do it when you're watching TV programs. Like if you watch Friends, you can see the 4 color personalities literally straight away when you start watching things and listening to things. You're like, you know what color personality they are. It's brilliant book.
Derek, I've got a question. But would you say that you are more of an attraction marketing sponsor or message sponsor? Just because your attraction marketing is quite good, isn't it? Is there something that you?
I live in my inbox. I live in my inbox, and then my attraction marketing backs up. I don't really get people come to me from my attraction marketing posts. They come to me through time of watching me, but the initial is always inbox, and I live in my inbox 100%.
See, I said this today, right? So I sent out some messages to some cold market, and obviously people I wasn't interacting with, and my attraction marketing posts, you know, they're decent, but they don't get mega loads of interest.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you send a cold market message, the first thing they're going to do is check your timeline out. Exactly. So that's why you need it there.
Yes. And I'll say something else that it probably might not be a very popular thing because I know people have lives, but from the day that I've joined, I've never taken a day off from posting on my profile.
No, never. I don't think I have either. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day, and it was where I didn't have reception because I was in a jungle. But I mean, that's through pneumonia, that's through obviously kids being sick, that's through traveling, that's through holidays. It takes 2 seconds to put a profile up, like a post up on your profile.
Yeah.
And I think when people are watching you, 90% of people that you speak to are going to say no when you first ask them to join the business, but they end up joining because they see you consistently posting and they know that they can rely on you.
And so if there's gaps and breaks in between your posts, and 1 minute you're posting about mascara and then you're not for a week, it notices, right?
Yeah, massively. So yeah, those 2 books, consistency on profile and living in the inbox. What
would you say your top 2 things are for this month that are really helping you?
Do you know what? I thought about this and I thought, do you know what? You've got to offer the opportunity to get people actually to sign up. And instead of assuming what you think people are going to say, just ask them. Like, just ask, like offer it. Give people the opportunity to say no without you assuming what you think they're going to say. Because there's so many people that I thought, oh, she's not going to say yes. And then we've done Power Blast or something in my team group and I've ended up messaging them and they're like, oh yeah, can I have more info? And I'm like, wow, I didn't think she was going to say that.
What kind of thing would you message, Sarah?
So we have like variations of the 3 C's message. I've just literally gone into my customer group at the moment and I've just gone and just 15 minutes before I came on, sent out 25
This is to customers who buy from you, you're sending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like 25 messages that were literally, and now I can't see them, which is just fabulous. But it was, hey honey, as one of my special VIPs, I've actually got 3 unique kits available with up to 70% off. Would you like to see them? And it's just like a special for them that they can just see. And 5 people have come back straight away and said, oh yeah, no, I want to see them. What are they? I want to see the special offer.
And then you get to take it further by sharing the opportunity videos and
always share the opportunity. I'd never lead with the kit, but I'll lead with it this month because it's all about getting the kit into their hands. But I will always go in with the opportunity, because at the end of the day, you want business builders. You don't really want kidnappers, ultimately, because it's the business builders that are going to grow the business.
One thing, girls, I want to mention that I don't know if any of you picked up on, but the first thing that made my ears prick up was that Sarah's sponsor left 10 days after she joined. So firstly, your sponsor doesn't make you successful. But secondly, you could sponsor someone into your business who sponsors someone into their business, and your person leads, but that person rolls up to you. So, you know, that lady that left the business probably kicking herself right now that she didn't stick around because of Sarah Bahus, because, you know, she would be earning a pretty penny right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, roll-ups are huge. I've got 300 directs, but now it's 476 with roll-ups. So roll-ups do count, and I mean, they do add to business. As long as you're digging deep, you're always going to find new people that want the business. Definitely.
Okay, so first tip is getting in Messenger, just asking, because if you don't ask, you don't get. And I have noticed this month a lot of people not even replying, but then liking my stuff. It's because they don't want to say yes and they don't want to say no. They're just deciding still.
I've got exactly the same thing. Honestly, I've messaged today's been about 120 today that I've gone through. Yesterday was 180 because I was doing it on the Stairmaster.
Are you hearing these numbers, girls?
It was a lot of, and do you know what? And the majority of them, no one wanted.
And what do you reckon out of that? Maybe 5 to 10 decent conversations out of that?
Yeah. And I'm not joking. Having the Eric Worre script copied and pasted to the notes in your phone, so you can just. I don't write out any message.
Me neither.
Copy paste, and because you're having this, and it's about having more conversation, saying less to more people.
To more people, exactly.
Than spending like an hour and a half talking to one person who then says, oh, no, I don't have the money. And you're like, I've just wasted an hour and a half with you where I could have spoken.
But then everyone that you've messaged, you've planted a seed that you're going to show up in their timeline because you've actually communicated via Facebook when you may not ordinarily have. So even if you're not seeing a direct impact of that, that could pay off in 30 or 60 days, right?
Yeah.
How's your 20 and 30 going, Sarah?
Say that again.
How's your 20 and 30 going?
Got 4 signed up so far. We matched.
We matched 5. 6 tomorrow, hopefully.
We have this competition going. So we've got 4 at the moment, but I've got a lot that are sitting on the fence going, oh yeah, and I know they're going to jump in. I know they're going to join. They just haven't confirmed it in their head yet, and that's cool because the time has got to be right for them, and I'm totally cool with that. It's more about just drip feeding until I know that they're going to go, oh, go on then, let's do it.
It's showing them what the possibilities are all the time, isn't it? Because everyone can, on first glance, think we're all just makeup, and you have to be good at makeup, and you need to know what you're doing. When it is so simple, like mascara, wear mascara, share mascara, earn money from mascara, help other people do the same, make a load more money. It's so simple, but you've got to keep educating people on that constantly. And I think some of us get into the pattern where we think, oh, I've already explained how it works once weeks ago, and like just keep saying it over and over again.
This is really quick. One last question, because I know we're probably coming to the end of our time limit with the Zoom. The girls are asking, if you say I'm messaging that level of people, where are you finding them network?
Buy, sell, swap groups. I live in buy, sell, swap groups. I built my whole business 90% from buy, sell, swap groups, and I live in them. And yes, I get a lot of trolls. Yes, I get a lot of idiots in them. And yes, I have to block a lot of people. My block list is longer than my friends list by far. And it's just about going through the conversations. You get a lot of people come to you from buy, sell, swap groups, and you get really good quality from buy, sell, swap groups as well.
I remember you saying as well, when you post in a buy, sell, swap group, guys, just to let you know, you cannot post about products in a buy, sell, swap group, but you can post about having an opportunity. Don't put a picture with it. Keep it really basic. Look, I've got an opportunity to work from home. Do you want some info? But when you post that, I remember this, I mean, Sarah taught me this from the Elite Roadshow, be ready for the comments, because if people put, oh, are you one of them silly LMMs, you've got to be there to delete the comments, right, and be on it.
You can't delete them. All you can do is you respond really, really quickly. I've got all my responses pre-written, so I just copy paste the response, block them instantly, because then it looks like they've just run off, but really they just can't see you because you're now invisible.
I love it.
And it looks like your really professional response has put them in there.
What's your response, Sarah?
I've got different ones. So if I get like the BBC documentary one thrown at me, which does come up quite a bit, I normally respond to that. And it's just kind of like, if you want to base your future in your life based on a BBC documentary, and I've got a spiel, that's probably my longest one. I can put it in here. Oh, I can't put it in here, but I can give it to you. And I respond with that to them straight away. If it's like just a snarky one, it's just like, you know what, thank you so much for bumping my post. You've absolutely made my day. I hope you just keep shining bright. And I just literally just like peel
so thick skin.
I've never done buy, sell, swap groups, so I haven't got the patience.
You know what, Hayley? I think I'm gonna take a leaf out of Sarah's book and give it a try. But I think it's just thick skin, right? It's detaching yourself from the result and the outcome. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's always men majority of the time, and they're always bored, and it's just something for them to lighten up their day with, which is really sad. But I mean, honestly, I've had 2 girls this month cold from buy, sell, swap groups join up on the day that I've actually spoken to them. Amazing. So 2 of them are brand new, but normally it's a 3-month turnaround, but people are out wanting more money. So yeah.
What opportunity video do you share? Because we've obviously got so many tools right now, haven't we?
I've always used Leanne's one. It's like 12 minutes. And it's quick, concise, to the point, and you just get it in front of them.
Yeah. So, girls, we've got the UK opportunity video now, which has been done. We've got Summer Beauty Squad recordings, which are full presentations. We've got. It's just getting an exposure, isn't it? Really, you know, long and short of it is the content. It's just getting that exposure to them, isn't it? And the belief that they can make it work.
Yeah. And then as soon as they've actually got the clip, they're into the team group. So if they're into the team group, I know they're on my friends list. And if they're on my friends list, they're never getting through the net unless they block.
Cool. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing your Tuesday, Monday. I was going to say, we used to have these on Tuesdays, right? But now we have them on Mondays. That's really awesome.
They're brilliant.
Girls, how awesome was that?
Love them. They're really,
and I really relate to your story, because obviously you're recruitment. I was an estate agent, so I do, you know, I have Ralph 37, so I think our stories are actually really quite similar. So yeah, well, we wish you all the luck. We do know that you and your team are pushing on for black status. We hope you achieve your dreams, because I can't think of anyone that deserves it more than you.
Love
Thank you so much for hanging out.
Bye.
See you later.